Hello, my people. Today I have something very interesting, and today I want you to also engage and take part of this. I've been listening to so many people, I've seen so many videos, and many watched so many things, and everyone was trying to solve or to answer this one question: what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life? That is a very interesting and a very challenging question at the same time. Many people have different questions. Uh, no, many people have different answers for this question. But whatever answer it is, whatever person it is, whoever you are, however you answer this question, it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of perspective. How do you see this? How do you see life in your own perspective? Because my answer to this question will not apply to you, to your life, but maybe you can find something that you can learn from, and then you also find your own answer. So many people have tried to answer this, but when you listen to very many videos, you find that you are not really convinced. No one has a perfect answer for this. What is the purpose of life? And I promise you will never find anyone who will answer this question fully to your conviction. No one will answer this completely so that you have no more doubt about what is the purpose of life. Okay, now here is what I have realized. For a long time, I've been trying to ask myself, why am I really here? So now this question, I have taken it from, let me take it from my own perspective. I have tried to answer this question for so many years. Why am I really here? You know, we human beings, there is no, you don't know when life starts, as in you are not there when your life is starting. In the beginning, you are not there. And when you start understanding, there is no such a guarantee like, now this is what you have to do, this is why you are here. Your parents will never tell you that, James or Peter or William, this is the reason why we gave birth to you. The reason why you came to earth, we gave birth to you, is that you have to do this and this and this. This is what you have to fulfill. So that becomes a challenge. When you are still with your parents, of course, they are responsible for you. They take care of everything. They tell you, now you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to be a responsible man, you need to be like this, you need to be like this. But that's not the purpose of life. That does not fulfill why you are here. Because if you live for 80 years, and those 80 years you have never found the real purpose why you are here, those years are going to be wasted. Imagine 80 years on earth and you don't really know why you're really here. And so many people have really done that. Very, very many people have done that. But this is my own perspective. From the many people I have watched or listened to talking about trying to define the question, what is the purpose of life? There are some people I've listened to and they really had a convincing answer. One person said, just like we see products like phones or computers, cars, or any other product. So he said, we are also a product of someone, which I believe is true. So he said, just like we'll get this new phone and there is a manual you have to follow to show you what is the purpose of that gadget or that device. So human beings also are like a product, and they have to follow a certain guide or a manual so that they can use their lives. meaningfully or purposefully. But where is that guide? Where is that manual? So he continued and gave an example of, I don't have it here, but he said that manual is a Bible. And that Bible is full of all the guidelines and the rules and the do's and the don'ts for a human being. That's true. That's true. But still, it takes a lot of effort for you to be able to find that. So I want to give you a simple way, a simple technique, which I believe is, okay, my own technique, which I believe is working for me now. So my answer to this question, what is the purpose of life, would be, life is a puzzle. Life is a puzzle. That's what I can say. Because life is full of questions. So many questions. And our lives are full of so many questions. For example, you ask yourself, why am I really here? Okay, before you ask that, you ask yourself the first question. How did human beings come on earth? Where did the human beings come from? That no one has a correct answer. Everyone has their own answers. But let's leave that. After failing to find the answer to that question, where do I come from? Who am I? Then you ask yourself, okay, other humans, I don't know where human beings came from. If you don't believe the Bible perspective, which says that we were created by God. So, for me, my answer is we were created, and there is that being, superior being, who is our God. So, for me, God, we were created by God, and we were created for a purpose. But now, when it comes to the natural realities, so life is a puzzle. After failing to answer some questions, when you look at a puzzle, there are so many. You have to first solve one challenge, and then move on to the next challenge. So failure to solve that challenge, it means you are not going to proceed to the next level. Are you getting me? So if life is a puzzle, that means we have to make sure that we find answers to that question at that particular time. Because you might be having so many questions, but you can't answer all of them at once. But once you find an answer to a particular question at that moment in your life, that will lead to another question, and you have to answer that question when that time comes. But before you answer that question, that means you are not going to proceed to the next chapter. So me, I would say life is a puzzle, and it's you who has to find that particular answer to that question in your life. And failure to do that, that means you are not going to move anywhere. You will be stuck. You will be stuck in that particular area or that particular moment in your life. So how do we find answers to our questions, or to these questions in the puzzle of life? The only answer is, where is it? Let me get this. It's here. So, you see this book. This book is our manual. Just like you get your phone, or you buy a new camera, you buy a new phone, you buy anything, any new device or any new gadget. The same way you find that manual, You have to read before you start operating that particular device. So human beings were designed and we are made by someone, and we are someone's product. So before we were created, before we were brought to this earth, God came up with a manual that we were to follow. That means at any particular point in your life, when you are stuck, the only guide that you can use to find an answer to that to that question in your life, so that you can be able to complete the puzzle of life and be able to move on to the next stage, is here. Yeah, my Bible is a bit old because it has been around for really some good time. Actually, it has made 10 years now. This month, it's making 10 years because I bought it in November 2015. Yeah, when I was experiencing so many questions in my life, and I realized I needed a Bible so that I can be able to find answers to these questions. No one could answer those questions. And up to this day, I'm still asking myself so many other questions. So since life is a puzzle, you answer this, you get to another question. You find this, you get to another stage. And every stage you have to find an answer. Some stages they might not take us long. You might be able to figure out the answer very fast. And some stages you might get stuck at that stage for really some good time. So what I would say is making use of this book. We have to make use of this book because this is where you can find all the answers to every question in your life. One man said, just like animals, just like birds were created to fly, fish were created to swim, so man was created like that. Man was created with a purpose, and without that purpose, you can never find a meaning to life.